Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to this month's Fanbase University web class and training and Q&A. Super stoked to have everybody on here today. Let me know in the chat that you can hear me. I see Colleen in here. I see Eric. I see Oscar. Super stoked to have you here, Oscar, for the very first time. If you guys can post yes in the comments and let me know that you can hear me, and then we're going to get started. I got a bunch of questions that some people emailed in earlier that couldn't make it, so I wanted to answer those questions. Jason says yes. Awesome. And I just wanted to start out by just saying, it is worth it doing this music stuff. I remember 18 years ago in my mom's basement, okay, and I've been doing this for 2001 was when we released the first EP, but I started in 99, 2000, started writing and recording music. And, I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I didn't know what I was doing. And sometimes I questioned myself, like, why am I doing this? Why am I not trying to go even higher in my job and work harder in my job when I just really wanted to use my job so that I could get studio time and get my albums done and all that stuff. I was just taking every last cent, and I didn't really care about the job. I worked hard and did that. I made the money, but everything was just to funnel into this music. And there were just times when it was discouraging and when I wanted to quit. And some of you know my story. Like, one of the worst tours I did, there's two of them. One where I toured, I don't know how long, away from my wife, and I was only paid $35 a night. And I think the biggest show we played, there was maybe 100, 150 people there, okay? And now that we have social media tools, I definitely wouldn't recommend anybody doing that. Like, going on tour is fun. Sure, you make relationships. There's that side of it. It could lead to other tours and stuff. But man, like, getting paid only $35 and only playing for sometimes 20, sometimes 100 people a night, I could be at a job that's making me a lot more money, and I can take that money and I can invest it in social media and stuff and get seen by way more people. And then there's another tour I did where I was paying $150 a night to be on to play for 15 minutes. But because I didn't have my band back in the day, and I wouldn't even have been able to afford to bring a band, I was just traveling with my iPod. And so we just plugged the set in. They told me I'd have a 15-minute set. And when I got to the tour, I found out that they split up my 15-minute set, and they made me the MC of the night. And so I would introduce everyone, do a song, or I'd welcome everyone, do a song. Then the next band, then I'd introduce the band. Once they're done, I would come on and say, "I hope you guys dig that, manifest, whatever." And then I'd perform another song. But while I was performing that next song, there was a band setting up behind me, plugging in cables and all kinds of junk and bumping into me while I'm performing, and it was terrible. And it was just like, it was during that tour where I'm just like, I just turned down a job where I would have made like $100,000 a year. And, I could have been making a ton of money. I could have been taking that and writing better songs and investing that money back into my music career and, on radio and all this stuff. And yet I'm on this tour where I'm just getting treated like crap and all this stuff is happening. And I was just like, I was missing my wife. I was gone for like a month, and I came home pretty much like broke, barely any money. And I was just about to quit. And then it was a month later, I was doing some other shows, and I was in Texas. And then I got a call saying that I was blowing up in Japan and selling records, and my whole career turned around. And I'm not gonna go into the story any more than that. But like, for those that my story, like, I started selling like 10,000 records a week in Japan, and it breathed new life into my career. And then finally, I started to get treated better in Canada and started getting treated better in the U.S. Yes, this is live off at Tokwa. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. And so, anyways, I just wanted to share that just to say that, hey, there's going to be dark moments. There's going to be moments you're like, why the heck am I doing this? Nobody is listening. And you're like, why am I doing another post? Why am I doing another Facebook Live? Why am I doing another cover? And I just want to say it's worth it. If you can push through the junk and you can push through, the struggle and the dark times, you're going to have the breakthrough. But it's those artists that keep pushing through those dark times. And also, the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. And that's why a lot of you have joined Fanbase Universities, because you want to learn new methods. You want to learn new ways, because some things aren't working, and you want to learn about the things that are working. And, that's why I won't do a tour for $35 a night anymore, or I realize that how I can reach my fans. And finally this year, and you might want to do this too, is there's a software called Stage It Live or Stage It, and you can sell tickets right online, right online, and build your audience on social media. Like these tools, okay? iPhones, iPads, like these tools, we can build our own channels and our own stuff, okay? And so I'm going to answer just a couple questions that people emailed in, and then I want to take your questions. I want to talk to you guys about stuff. I want to hear success stories and all that stuff. And this is a drum and bass artist, Living Plastic. He says, from your experience, what are the most effective paid ways that I can use online to direct people to Noise Trade? Okay, and if you don't know what Noise Trade is, if you go to noisetrade.com, you can set up an artist profile and you can give away your music in exchange for an email address, and you can build that email list. And he's saying, what are the most effective ways to drive people there? And me personally, I think the most effective ways is Facebook or Instagram ads. So you would have something like, I'll show you. You would have, I'm just pulling up my Instagram or Facebook, and you can run either. Okay, it could be an image, and if I press that, there's music behind it. Okay, so you could run like a video or something ad saying, hey, if you're a fan of whatever genre of music, if you're a fan of Taylor Swift or you're a fan of Linkin Park, check out Manifest and download my album for free. Click the link here, and it could go to your Noise Trade page, or it could go to your ClickFunnels squeeze page, where basically all that page is a place where they can give you your name and email address, and then they get a link to download your songs. Okay. Then he's asking how much would I spend. I get this question a lot. How much should you spend on directing people to give away your music? And, I always say, well, it depends on what your budget is. A lot of people will be so quick to pay a publicist $1,500, to do publicity for them. But then a lot of artists, you're scared to spend $500 on Facebook or $200 on Facebook or Instagram ads, yet you get a guaranteed return. So, depending on what your budget is, but like if you got an EP or you got an album that you're about to release, I would be giving away that first single and saying, hey, if you're a fan of Linkin Park, check out Manifest. Here's the first single off the new EP that's coming out. And then, you get that email address, but it's not just getting that email address. The first email that should go to them and say, hey, thanks for downloading my song for free. My EP is coming out on whatever date. So if I started running an ad today to give away my song for free, to build the email list, right? It's April 10th today. Maybe the album is coming out May 15th. Maybe it's Fridays that you want to schedule a Friday. And I just want to say this for those that are listening. It's like, man, when you set a hard date on when the album is coming out, that will make you move. That will make you move. So say it's April right now. You want to give some time. You want to give that thing away. So maybe May 18th or May 25th, and set a hard release date and really push through that, okay? I just want to make sure there's no questions here while I'm doing this. Yeah, Brian, this is started. We've gotten started. I got more traction from Facebook advertising than I did from top 10 EDM blog review. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And then you can comment on those people. You'll get comments. You'll get likes. You'll get all that stuff, So let me just answer a couple more. He's asking me if I still use Noise Trade. I do. It's up there. But I prefer to use ClickFunnels. Okay, I use ClickFunnels for all my stuff, for my squeeze page stuff, because it's just the best. Here's another question from Joe J. These are Fanbase U members, okay? And then I'm going to get to your guys' questions here. He says, I consider myself a producer first and then an artist second. Please shine some light and perspective on how I should look at this, pros, cons wise. Well, if you're an artist and you're a producer, I think that's awesome. If you can make music or you can make beats, well, then, you've got two income streams. And so, sometimes it might be easier to get people to pay you to make music for them, and I always say to people, sometimes you got to produce for free for a while until you've built up a name. You do a really, really good job, and then you start selling beats and you start raising your prices and raising your prices, okay? And I think when it comes to marketing that, it's just like sometimes you got to do the work for free, make a name, reach out to people, be cool to people, don't be afraid to give deals at the beginning. Like I said, my buddy Adam, I remember when he was charging $10, $20 an hour. Now it's $10,000 a song. Okay, so you gotta grow with it. Alexi, and I'll come back to you, Joe J, in a second. I want to answer people who are live right here. Is it necessary or wise to copyright our songs with copyright.gov, for instance, not just register songs with a pro? It's so funny, Alexi. I get that question a lot, and sure, it's wise, but I don't think it's a good use of time. Like, I really, truly believe that the song is copyrighted when the pen comes off the pad, because even if you register it on copyright.gov and all this stuff, at the end of the day, it's like, can you prove it? Can you prove it? Like, who can prove, like, can you show digital timestamps of when the demo was recorded and when the song was recorded? Because that's what it's really going to come down to. So I honestly wouldn't focus on that. I would just focus on registering it with your performance rights organization, and don't get caught up in that, okay? Or don't worry about that. Gregory, what's up, man? What if the album has been out for 6 months? Is it possible to reboot the same thing? Oh, dude, absolutely. You can totally reboot the release. Like, I'm using a music video that we filmed 8 years ago, and using that in an ad to promote my new album. Like, there's thousands, there's millions of people that have not heard your stuff. Like, even if you know which one is the strongest song off of it, because you got 6 months of data, take that song and go create a really dope lyric video or music video, and keep promoting it to new people. Like, keep promoting it. Like, my album's been out 6 months. We're gonna shoot a music video for it. We're gonna keep pushing it. We're gonna keep pushing it. Like, I'm not gonna stop. There's no way. Of course you can reboot something. Absolutely. And then if you want to just promote that for a while and you want to even get more life out of it, you can do a deluxe version, which a lot of artists do. See, here's Fighter. And I remember when I re-released another album, it was called Glory. And when I got the rights back to it from the label, because the label had the rights, when I got it back, we created a deluxe version to it and just did a couple of remixes and some bonus stuff. And then I released it as the deluxe version, and it was a relaunch. You don't have to do that, though. Cody's saying, doesn't TuneCore copyright the songs for you? Well, kind of. It can help towards copywriting, because once they're uploaded and they got that digital fingerprint and stuff like that, and it's again more proof that you own the copyright. Okay. The reason they say that whole thing about mailing it to yourself is, again, because you've got that stamp from the mail and it's got a date on it and everything like that, and it's not open, and it's just, again, more proof. More proof. Okay, let me just answer one more of Joe's questions, then I'll come back to here. I want to just bounce back and forth here. Will MailChimp suffice if I make my own squeeze page or buy an Envato template page? I really recommend ClickFunnels. And I know, Joe, that you are in the black box music marketing where I give you the free template, so I really suggest you use that. And he's also asking, can my own audio player page suffice? I like to just embed stuff. I like to embed my Spotify page or my Spotify song, so that I'm getting those Spotify plays, or YouTube videos. I like to, embed those because, again, I'm getting streams, I'm getting subscribers, and I'm getting paid. If it's like some built-in audio player, then I'm not getting that social proof. He's also asking, I have my own tested working online store. Can I weed out 100 a month ClickFunnels? What main features do they offer that I need to match and have on my own site? So he's asking about ClickFunnels, and I use ClickFunnels for my website. I use it for a lot of my store, my squeeze page. I use it for everything, and and I connect it with my Stripe and my PayPal and all that to take sales. And so for me personally, the $97 is more than worth it, because it's got my site on it, it's got my wife's site on it. To be honest, man, like, you could create another site as your artist site or your producer site. You could create a really easy page to sell your beats or your instrumentals or whatever it is. So much cool stuff. Like, I sell my VIP tickets on there to my shows. So much stuff on there that you can do with ClickFunnels. So Brian wants us to take a look at a Facebook ad here. Let's take a look and see what Brian's got going on here. I'm going to share my screen. Give me 1 second here. Hopefully you guys can see this. Let's take a look here. I'm going to click turn my screen on. We're going to give a little ad critique here. And we're going to go here. Okay. Train fans, check out check out by Small Ruin. Okay, first of all, I don't like the wording. Okay. Check out by Small Ruin. He's giving away copies of his new rock album for free. Includes the new singles Faith and For the Glory. Get it here. Okay, so some of the stuff I do like, some of it I don't like. I would say Train fans, check out Small Ruin. I'd get rid of that by. And I would probably say if you're a fan of Train, check out Small Ruin. He's giving away his copies of his new alternative rock album for free. Includes the new singles. And I would just includes the one single. Do the song. Don't have two singles, okay? Just one, and whatever one is in this video. Wait a minute, mister. And I would get rid of this intro. Cut off that intro right there. Just go right into the song. I know it's only 2 seconds, but go right into the song, and I want to see where the hook is. And I would maybe even just cut right into the right into the chorus. That's where I would probably cut into that. Were you guys able to see that? Okay. Were you guys able to see? Were you guys able to see that? Okay. See me talking about the video. Now, Brian, that video was cool. I will say the production on it was obviously very homegrown, which is fine. If you can, though, man, because I've seen some of your other stuff, I would. I'm not telling you to reshoot it or anything like that, but I've seen your artwork and I've seen how pro that is. Okay, like your album is really pro. I know your music is really done well too. I would like to see that in a music video as well too. And I know that's budget and everything like that, but I can just see with the lighting, I think you could create something just as strong. It's not bad. But again, so this is what I would do. I'd either cut the intro, get right to the song, or I'd make a version of it that goes right into the hook. Okay. And then I just includes the song, boom, whatever the one that is playing in that video. Okay. So that's my little critique there. Good work, man. I'm glad you're taking action. Have you made any sales yet is the question too. Like, how's it doing? How long have you been running it? I don't think there's not many comments or likes on it yet, so I don't know how long you've been running it. So I'm curious about that. Oscar, what if you want to release a collection of 4 songs as a collection of singles as a first pro release? Many people say that an EP is not enough, but an album can be a long shot. I think that's fine. 4 to 5 songs is totally fine. My first EP was only 5 songs, and it could be 4 songs and then an acoustic version of one of them, or a remix of one of them, or heck, an instrumental just to kind of fatten it up a little bit and make it a 7-song EP. Okay, so there's different things that you can do to kind of make it a little bigger and better. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that helps with that. Curtis, what's up, buddy? Working the free album ad, just pay shipping. I think we're now becoming profitable selling 5 to 10. Yes, dude, that's awesome. He's selling 5 to 10 a day, $20 per day on Facebook. Thank you. Can indie bands log sales towards charts? Absolutely. I do. You have to register with Nielsen, okay, with Nielsen SoundScan, okay, and you create an account with them, and then you have to upload this. My VA does it. You have to upload this text file, and you fill it out. But yeah, that's how you can like hack the charts and stuff like that, dude. So go to Nielsen SoundScan, talk to them, and say you want to report sales and digital sales off your store. I think in the US you have to, I think you have to pay though. I think it's $500 for the year. But again, man, like to track sales, it helps because you want to get on tours and shows and all that stuff. So you can do that. Okay. I want to answer a question from Mario here. Well, my band has recording time in June. thanks to your Crush It Daily planner. Awesome. Good to see you got that. Do you recommend we wait until after, or should we continue to try and promote our stuff in the meantime? If so, what should be our next thing to do on the list? So he's got recording time in June, okay, and he's saying, what do you recommend we should do, I guess, in the meantime? And I would be promoting, talking about it, maybe sharing some of the demo songs, going through this. If you haven't downloaded this yet, make sure you download. I'll put the link in here to download this if you don't got this yet. Some of you have got the physical with the fighter book, but be going through this checklist, man, and promoting everything you can to talk about stuff. Like, this is what happens like 2 weeks before studio time, or when artists are in the studio, they might be promoting a little bit. A lot of them don't even do that. But it's like most of the time artists just promote like a week before the album and then a week after, and then that's it. And then they don't post, they don't talk. And it's like, dude, you got to keep the pipe primed. You got to keep talking to people. I'll never forget my A&R at this label said to me, he's like, Chris, man, like what we love about you is you just keep promoting nonstop. Like you just keep it up. Okay. Jay saying, what about A/B testing via create an ad feature now in place? I'm not really sure about that. Google Analytics, how, why to apply? Is it taught? Google Analytics, I don't really teach that. I teach YouTube analytics and stuff like that in the YouTube Accelerator. And he's asking, do Facebook pixels act in the same manner as Google Analytics? How is it the same? Well, a lot of questions here. Facebook pixel, you need, there's some ringing. Is that me? 1 second. Hearing some ringing. You guys hearing that? Oh, well. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. 1 second. I just want to fix that. It's driving me nuts. 1 second here. Oh, okay. It stopped. Okay, good. Okay, sorry about that, guys. As far as the Facebook pixel, if you haven't created your Facebook pixel yet, I'll show you what you need to do for that. I'm just going to show you guys that because I think you'll find it and you need to install this on your website. Okay, I'm just going to show you really, really quickly how you can do that. Okay, 1 second here. Going to share my screen and show you how to put your pixel code on. Okay, and this is when you're running ads and you can track stuff, and it's like super, super important. Not everyone's done it, but if you go to your Facebook ads manager and you click on ads manager here at the top, okay, you need to go into the power editor here. Computer's running really slow. Okay, go to all tools, and then you go to pixels here. Okay, click on pixels. And I have pixels set up for my website, my wife's website, and my Smart Music Business website. Okay, right now this is actually what it'll show for you. It'll show create a pixel because you haven't created it yet, which you need to create, and then you install that on your website. I'm not going to go into all that right now, but like if I go to my Manifest production stuff here, it'll show that the pixel has already been created, and you need to install this on your website. It needs to go on the pages that you want to track if you're ever sending traffic to them and all this stuff. And I teach a lot of this in the Music Marketing Black Box. But see how I have my Manifest pixel here? Okay, so if I click on that, once I've created, then I click on Setup. And then I say I want to manually install this code myself, which I do. And then I scroll down here and I click copy to clipboard. This is the pixel code that I need to install on my website that I want to track, okay, so that I know when people are going to my website so I can do retargeting and do a whole bunch of ninja stuff. Now, I'm not going to get into that right now because that's super advanced. I don't think everybody wants to know that right now, but that's in the Music Marketing Black Box course if you don't have that. And again, if you're a Fanbase U member, there's always a hookup on that with a deal. So anyways, my man here is saying, and I'm going to butcher your name, so I'm not just going to say it. I'll just say, OF, what up, brother? I discovered an underground artist that sound like me. He seemed to be touring and more established and successful. How can I structure my campaign to target his fans? So what I would do is, like, you can target their fans, like, by in your targeting. When you're setting up an ad, you can literally put his band name in there. Okay. You could, even on YouTube, if he's got YouTube videos, you can, as long as he's got his videos monetized, which most artists do, then you can put your music as ad right in front of his. Okay. Another thing you might want to do is go into Instagram. Okay. And what's this band's name? His name's, I'm just gonna look at him here. His name's St. John. See if he's on Instagram. See how big his following is. But you might want to just look up hashtags and, you know, follow or like photos that his fans have posted, or look up hashtags of his artist name and like all the photos that people have posted and try and get in on his fan base. And another idea is reach out to him. See if you want to do a feature together. You know, don't look at him as a competitor. Look at him as a collaborator. You know, dude, I make similar music with you. You know, how much would it be for a feature? You know, and then work together, as opposed to, you know what I mean? Like, totally. Like, that is huge. What's up, Matthew? From your experience in writing songs, is it all right to have songs that sound similar? We just realized that 2 of our songs that we're writing have the same chord progression, but we really like both songs and want to record them. Would it be okay to release them separately? Matthew, absolutely, 1,000%. A lot of songs sound similar. There's this band called Red, friends of mine that are massive, and honestly, their whole album would always sound like the same. Personally, I don't really like that. Like, I like different stuff. I don't mind like a couple songs sounding the same, especially if it's like what you're known for and it's like your hits and all that stuff. Then absolutely, man. Who cares if a couple songs sound the same? That's not a bad thing. Don't look at that as a bad thing. Like, if they sound exactly the same, that's one thing. But try and flip the melodies up at least. You know what I mean? Like, in what you're saying over it. Like, you can really craft a different melody over it so that it's a different song, even though some of the chords and stuff are saying, like, how you perform and write over it can be completely different. And you can do different sounds too, you know, if you want a little bit. But yeah, don't be worried about that. Like, sometimes you want to have songs that sound similar because people love it. Because especially if it's a hit, man, it's like, give people more of what they like. Christine, what's up, girl? When you do a remix of a song with a different artist feature now on it, do you need to register it again under a different? How does this all work? Yes, you do. You need to re-register it with a different name, whether that's with your pro or whatnot. Especially if it's going to get sent to radio, just so that they can find it, because it is going to be a different song. Like, when I send my songs remixed, you know, it's going to say Doug Weir remix, and it's a different song. So you do need to re-register it. I can send you the Nielsen thing where I signed up for it. Let me just find it here for you guys, the Nielsen site. Let me just do this without screwing this up. Nielsen sound scan. Pretty sure. Just go to their contact page is what I would do. You can email these people and they can point you in the right direction. I always like to talk to people, okay? Christine, Curtis, I know you were asking about that as well too. You always want to reach out to people. Alexi, what's up? When creating a Facebook ad, in order to gain fans, do you think it's a good idea to make it pretty clear who you sound like? For instance, I roughly sound like Mac DeMarco meets Nirvana. Would an ad like Mac DeMarco plus Nirvana equals Lexi, like that? I remember about 8 years ago, back when Facebook was a little different, I did an ad which read like System of a Down, like Nirvana, Hey to Avril Lavigne. Maybe you should click here. And it was really successful. What do you think? Well, hey, if it worked before, try it again now. I'm always into split testing and trying stuff and seeing, like, say, running 2 ads at $5 a day and seeing which one gets the better results. Because normally, like, if you're targeting Nirvana fans, you're targeting System of a Down or Avril Lavigne, you're going to be in the millions, probably, or hundreds of thousands. So, doing $5 or $10 a day on each and try different ad copy to see which one outperforms, or even try a different video. I normally like, for fans of Nirvana, check out Alexi and download her free song here. For fans of, this, if you love Nirvana, if you love Avril Lavigne, check out Alexi and download her new song, or get her new album here. So like, I think it's good to call out to the people that you want to call out, and sometimes you'll get hate for it. Like I always say Linkin Park for me, and some people are like, yeah, getting a lot of good comments, but sometimes there's like some haters, that say you don't sound anything like that. And it's like, okay, that's fine, but it's not that I'm saying I sound, exactly like them. I'm not even trying to. It's just trying to give people a perspective of like, hey, like, I'm similar to, just to kind of give you an idea of what I sound like. Otherwise, like, what am I going to put? Nothing like you've never heard before. Well, that doesn't give me anything to shoot at, So I hope that's makes sense. OFI is my name for short. Okay, Ofi. You got it, brother. You got it, Ofi. Okay, cool. Kayleen, I'm gigging. I haven't released my record yet. I'm still working. That's good that you're playing. I love it. I'm flying out tomorrow for a show. I was practicing today a little bit. This is my first record I'm releasing. Congrats. And I was wondering if I should perform any gigs prior to my release playing the songs off my new record. Yes, absolutely. My man Shavantha, he's an actor slash singer-songwriter from New York, and he was mentioning the same things. And I was like, yeah, dude, perform those new songs. We would always test new songs and do whatever it was, like, to kind of get some, like, that would be great, like content to release and promote. Like, you go perform those songs, right? Because not everybody's going to be there live, but then you can take that live of that new song and you can create a video to bring it online to all the people that are online, So abso-freaking-lutely. I haven't gigged NYC yet, but obviously by the time of my record, I'd like to be able to book a solid venue for my release launch party. I guess my question really is, would it be silly to perform these songs before I release them? Yeah, no, absolutely not. Totally perform them. Perform them. Like, I wrote this in an email, and you might have gotten it, you might not have, but like, sometimes we hold back. We get an idea, and it's like, well, should I do that or should I not? Or maybe I should wait for this person or wait for that. Never wait. Just go all in with everything. Get a good idea. Just go for it. And you had a good idea, Kayleen. So go perform, record it, promote it. Oh, by the way, I'm a dude. Okay, cool. Awesome, dude. I'm just being wild today. Coming back to doing a remix, how do you report the splits then? In the original song, our producer got a cut. Oh, I guess it depends on what your agreement is. Okay, Christine, normally the person that remixes the song, they don't normally get a percentage. They normally just get a one-time fee. And I guess it depends what the deal is with the feature as well, and whether they need to get a percentage of the publishing, okay? Or are you just going to buy them out, just pay them a feature, okay? So that all depends on what your agreement is. If it's a thing where everybody wants a writer's share, well, then everybody who's wrote on that song and on that new song has to agree, okay? So if there's 2 writers on the original song and you split it 50-50, and now there's 4 writers on the remix, well, then you've got to split that. But normally the person that remixes it doesn't get any publishing, okay? Oh, awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying this, Kayleen, okay? Greg, I'm going to come back to your question in 1 second. I just want to answer a couple more of these that people that couldn't make it. What CRA form, this is Joe J that's asking, what CRA form should I declare U.S. online sales? What tips or how do they handle different Canadian sales like tracking SOCAN royals? I honestly do not know for that, man. You're talking like you have to ask your accountant. I will say, though, especially for any of you guys listening that are in Canada, I use a guy named Jay Gold, Jae Gold. He's my accountant. He goes by Rock and Roll Accountant. So my accountant specializes in the entertainment because, there's just different write-offs and things as an artist. And when I first got into this, I remember when I quit my job, And not my job, but when I left high school and I got my first job, like no one told me about write-offs and all this stuff. And I worked, and I remember I just had my father-in-law do my taxes, and I ended up getting a huge tax bill because he didn't know what he was doing, and he doesn't understand like the whole write-off system and all that stuff. And so, you want to be careful. And when you're getting into this, like your whole life is a write-off, or it should be, like movies, music for sure, food. Like I write off everything I can. And, I kind of look at it as better to ask for forgiveness than permission. Like I'm not talking about like tax evasion, but like we're working 24/7. So everything should be a freaking write-off. Okay. He's asking for more advice about U.S. tax forms for touring. I can give you advice about that. You need to get a P2 visa, my friend. For those of you listening, and if you don't live in America, if you're outside of America, you normally get a visa of some sort to go into the U.S. And you need to get a P2 visa, is what it's called in Canada. And you got to join this thing called the AFM. It's called the American Federation of Musicians. I think it's the AFM.org for everybody. So that's how that works. So I hope that helped you out, Joe. I know you couldn't make it, but I wanted to answer those questions. Let me take a sip of this, and then let's get to some other questions. What is the protocol on releasing new song demos to fans? Does it matter if they are finished or not, or is it more worthwhile to wait for a studio recording? When you say releasing demos, I don't think I would release like the MP3 or the wave of the demo. Would I post like a black image with like some stuff going through it or something in the background, and I could be like, hey, working on new music, or a shot from the studio working on new music? Yeah. But would I just give my raw demos out to people? No. And why? Because I always want to have the best impression, especially if I don't have a massive fan base. Like I know I bought Linkin Park's demos, but they only released that to their underground fans, to their LP Underground, it's called. And so, if you have thousands and thousands of real hardcore super fans, then yeah, you could release like a demo thing, and that'd be cool. But if you're building your fan base and you don't, then no, I would just only release the polished stuff. Jason, what's up, bro? With Fanbase University, there's a lot of content. Yes. Where does one start? And if you are mixing and mastering yourself, how important is it? Good questions. Jason, well, for starters, make sure you download that Crush It spreadsheet planner, okay? That is really, because we get overwhelmed and we get so many ideas. And that just brings us down to focus. Like, what are the 3 most important things that you need to do to move ahead? Today, for me, I had to pack because I'm flying out to a show. I had to rehearse, okay, a little bit. I had to write out my set list. I had to make sure my song, I'm doing a very rare show where I'm just performing by myself. And so I had to make sure all my songs were ready, got all that stuff done and organized. I thought, okay, do I need to email a producer? I made sure I posted on Instagram and my Facebook today. I made sure, I wanted to release an email to my list. So there's always certain things that you should do every single day, and have like a daily checklist, Jason. Like you should be posting on social media every day something. You should do something to move your career forward. Maybe it's writing a lyric. Maybe it's you need to find a producer. Maybe you need to find someone to mix and master your stuff. I personally would never mix or master my stuff, but there's some artists in that you might be one of them that are gifted on that. So, okay, got a single coming out on a certain date. Well, put deadlines. Okay, I need to have this mixed and mastered by this time. The artwork needs to be done by this time, and I'm going to put together, I have it in this other thing. It's called the Launch and Release Music Blueprint. But just like how I have the music marketing and promotions guide of things, I'm going to create something that will basically, go from studio to launch and really map it out. And then this will act as what you do to promote all that stuff, but so you can see a good looking timeline. Unfortunately, there's nothing really out there. I've just done it 10 times, but I feel overwhelmed too. There's a lot of content. And so, I encourage you, just go through it, watch a video a day, get inspired, get an idea a day, but take action on something. I hope that helped a bit, man. And it's really just writing down your list and saying, okay, this is priority. This needs to happen first. You know, while we were on this call, my guy who's doing my remixes right now phoned me because I phoned him earlier, and I was like, I can't talk to him. Well, I'm going to call him afterwards. And every day I'm going to do something to move my career forward. Oscar, what up, dude? Do you know how Bandcamp works in terms of featuring new releases? Is it something that can be useful? Yeah, any release can be any feature on a site. I'm not a fan of Bandcamp. I personally don't use it. I am on there, but I don't use it. But you know, I'm sure you can email them or you could Google really quickly, Oscar, and find out how to get featured. There's probably a submission process, and you submit to get featured. You know, like I guarantee it. I could quickly just type how to get featured on Bandcamp submission form, or contact them, email them, and ask them. And that's why I want to encourage you guys. Never be afraid to email people and contact and say, hey, how do you do this? How do I get on there? You know, and build that relationship. You know, and once they email you back, see who it is, and then go add them on LinkedIn. Say, hey man, it's Oscar. I just hit you up on the website. Just want to add you on LinkedIn. Thanks for all you do. And always be in never be in a demanding spot. Be in the way of like, oh, I'm excited and I'm just willing to learn. Oh, thanks so much, man. That was really helpful. You know, and doors will open. Cody, I didn't know. Is that Cody? What's up, Cody? Code Reason. I'm waiting to hear back from Rapzilla to release my lyric video. Should I still plan on releasing the video possibly this Friday on my pages, or should I sit on it? Sit on it. Sit on it, man. Don't. Okay, here's. Let me tell you about Code Reason. He was in my inner circle, and we've been working together for about 30 days straight. And I'm not going to be doing inner circles anymore. We're going to be doing one-day workshops where you work with me for like one whole day, and we just smash stuff. I'll let you guys know when I open that. But me and Cody have been working together. Code Reason. And he's got a new album coming out. And he's got this featured artist on it that he paid for. I think he paid for it. And it was really good feature because they created a lyric video for it. And that guy's the artist feature is going to help promote it. And it's going to be awesome. And he wants to release it this Friday. But I said, dude, no, wait, man. And get that bigger feature, because we sometimes want to rush things out. It's like, oh, I got it. And it's like, I'm just going to post it to my Instagram, and I've only got 1,000 followers, you know, or 22,000 followers. And if I get a feature, it'll get released not only on their website, but on their YouTube channel, which is an added up of hundreds of thousands of followers. Well, what do you think you should do? You think you should just release it on your page, or should you wait for the possibility of being bigger? Wait. But what you should do is, man, email them again. Email them again. Hey, man, it's Cody. Just want to follow up with you. I'd really love to do a partnership and get a feature going. Would love to hear what your prices are on ads and stuff like that, and hit them up again. You know what I did to get a response from this Japanese record label that I still work with, that I'm trying to work with again to get. I want to be famous in Japan again. But no, Japan was a really, really big market for me at one point. Actually, that was the last album that got released was The Moment. Or no, was it Reborn? It was Reborn was the last one. This newest one didn't get a Japan release. But anyways, I'm trying to get it back going, and this guy didn't respond to my email. And so you know what my subject was? Hey man, like switch up your subject lines, you know? Don't be afraid to put urgent. Just don't be rude. But sometimes you got to send an email again, and you got to change the subject line to get people's attention. If he didn't respond to me like he did last night, then I would email him again a week later. Just keep hitting him up. Hey, dude, just want to make sure you got my email. I responded to a guy today, and you guys know I don't like radio that much. It's not that I don't like it. It's just risky. But I'm going to radio for a song again, and this guy, I'll see if I can find the email, but he was like, I emailed him again, and he's like, dude, thank you for following up. Thank you for following up. You know, a lot of managers booking it, people in the music industry, they ignore you at first. They ignore me at first. Why? Because they want to see how serious you are. I ignore people sometimes. Like if someone emails me once, like something, and I'm just busy, you know, I'm busy, you know, like I'm a busy guy, and like I don't respond right away. But if they email me again and then again, then I'll be like, dude, like okay, then you'll get a response from them. Like, this artist is serious. Alex, which merchandise providers do you use to sell albums, t-shirts, etc.? I take it if you don't buy a bunch of albums and shirts and then send them to your fans yourself, but rather you get a company to do that for you. So basically my question is, which t-shirt printing and designs, sites, CDs providers, vinyl, okay? And we don't receive and send out the merch ourselves. Do they need to be compatible with ClickFunnels or whichever website provider we're using? Maybe you have a lecture about I haven't seen. There is an interview, and you should have, I can't remember what you bought, Alex, but you should have gotten the music marketing black books contacts, because I'm pretty sure you got the webinar offer. Okay. But my buddy Jason Fowler is who I print all my merch through. Okay. He does a lot of my posters. He does my t-shirts. He doesn't do my vinyl. I used a company called Microforum. Okay. And this is being recorded, so you can go watch this later. But I'm pretty sure you bought the webinar offer, so you should get the black box contacts. As far as shipping, I use a company called disc.com. Okay, I'll just type that in here, disc.com. And for merch, I don't mind giving you this guy's name. Just tell him Chris Greenwood Manifest sent you, okay? And I'll post his email in here. I'm just opening up my email software right now in the background. But he goes by Blind Tiger Merch. He doesn't have a website. He's just his interview is in Fanbase University. You really need to watch it. He managed some really big bands from Red to Nickelback he's done a lot of really inspiring lesson that you need to listen to. It's an interview inside the members training. Okay, my email is opening, but it's slowing down my whole computer here. So maybe I shouldn't have done that. Come on, Mac. Okay, whoop. One second. Okay, here we go. Famous viewers link you put in the coaching call emails. Is that a new page again we have to make new accounts with? I wasn't able to log in, so I'm using the old one. No, if you're in here, Christine, then you have the right one. You should have the right one. Feel free to email me, Christine, where you are logging in. Email me the link that you use, okay? When you book a show, if he's saying, outside the country, who is in charge of accommodations and flight to get there? Normally, it depends, man. It depends on what the deal is. Sometimes it's an all-exclusive deal where, they'll say, okay, we've agreed to book Ophi for $5,000, exclusive of food, lodging, and whatever. But normally when it's outside of a country, normally there's someone there to pick you up, and there's someone there. It just depends on what it is. If you're booking through Sonic Bids and you're just trying to get on that festival or something like that, then sometimes you ain't getting paid you're getting paid $150. You got to figure out how to get there. You got to figure out everything, so it really depends who has reached out to who. And normally when you're reaching out and stuff, it just, you tend to be on your own for that. And it just depends how big you are and how much leverage you have. I got offered to go to Holland earlier this year, and I could have made it work, but it wasn't enough money, and so I was just like, no, I don't want it. They did come to me, but it just wasn't enough money for what I charge. So it depends. Sometimes it's break even, and if you can sell a lot of merch there, Ophi, and it's a profile builder. Sometimes it's not about the money, guys, at the beginning, and that's why keeping your job and all that stuff is not a bad thing. Because you're growing, and it's just look, you just need to get on that festival and do it free this year. Freaking blow it out of the water. Go make some freaking fans, and then you get to go next year, and maybe they're paying you next year. $500. You got paid nothing the first year, but then the next year you've paid $500. Kill it. Maybe they don't even book you next year, and you're doing something else. But then on the third year, I'm not meaning to give you guys the finger, but on the third year, you're getting paid $1,500. So. I remember some festivals, I would go play for free. I literally did that. I played for free because I just wanted that profile gig. I wanted that on my resume, By the way, Christine, I got my email from Factor that my application went through. What? Awesome. Good for you, girl. So glad. So now you just got to figure out what to apply for. Email me if you have any questions on that, okay? And let me know. I want to help you with that. Get you set up with a grant writer in Canada. Okay, game changer, Christine. So proud of you, girl. Love it. Christine's been a Fanbase member for a while, and she takes action. She's killing it. Awesome piece of advice. Of course, it's awesome advice because it's actually real. I actually do this stuff. I want to tell you guys something crazy, but I can't. I will once it's settled down. But like, oh my gosh, you wouldn't believe what went down last week. But I told a competitor to back off. That's basically what it was. Anyways, would you advise messing up your name? Van Dwayne. What would you advise who is still discovering their artist identity and how to finally decide? Ooh, that's a good question. Sometimes, like at the end of the day, I think we all just want to make music. Like we want to create something. We're all creators. We want to put something out there, but we don't want to just put it out there. We want to put it out there and we want people to like it. We want people to consume it. We want people to love it. We want it to touch people. We want people to rock out. We want them to feel what we're feeling. For me personally, I like hip hop. I like rock. We're doing this EDM thing. Like I just like making music, but at the same time, I've come to understand that like you've got to put your flag down somewhere on like, okay, what am I? Am I hip hop? Am I rock? And I've shared this in other videos that like doing those mixed genres helped me and it hurt me. And so there's just something powerful about focus, and that stands for follow one course until successful. Hit it again. And like I got in a fight with my first producer, not in a physical fight, but we got in a fight about my first EP because I was like, oh, we're going to sell 50,000 copies of it. It's going to be the most amazing thing, all that stuff. That's this one right here, okay? And it didn't sell. It sold maybe 5 or 10,000, maybe more now because of streams and stuff like that. But it's not my best stuff at all. And I was figuring myself out on that. I was like mostly hip hop and 1 rock song. That one was mostly hip hop, 3 rock songs because it's an album. That one was about 50-50. That one was pretty heavy rock, you know what I mean? And so like I was like finding myself and like you got to just keep doing stuff and putting stuff out there and figuring out who you are, and sometimes it's sitting down with a girlfriend or a boyfriend or someone that you really care about and having just a talk with it, and I'm always thankful for my wife, because I've always been able to just kind of bounce stuff off of her and whatnot. And sometimes that's why people join my inner circle and stuff, because they just want that one-on-one with me so that I can hear your voice and you can hear mine. And when I open that up again, it's going to be called Inner Circle one day, and we'll work together for a day. It's only going to be like 5 people and, to talk about stuff. So that might be something, Van Duyn, you want to do. Feel that's what the Fanbase University group is for too, and feel free to just like record a video like, hey guys, I'm thinking of doing this and this is my heart, and kind of just share your voice and upload that to the Fanbase University Facebook group and get some advice on it. And so people can hear your heart, because sometimes it's, I'm reading your text here, but it's sometimes hard to decipher, where you're at with that. But, it takes time. And just, and believing in yourself, but just keep creating, man. And the more you create it and the more you feel it, like, and when you get that like song that like hits and it also resonates with other people, it's like, man. And sometimes that has to do with you. And sometimes that has to do with you just meeting the right producer that is able to pull that greatness out of you, because that's in there. And it's in every single one of you. You guys have got greatness. You guys have all got great songs. I just find from experience that it's just finding that right person to help bring that out of you and pull it out of you. Tyler, hey, I saw your ad for free CD shipping. Yes, I'm glad you saw it. Just wondering if you use distributor to ship those. Is that disc.com? Yes, it's disc.com ships my stuff out. It costs me like $2-3 just for the fulfillment and then shipping. There's a lady there named Cindy. She's awesome. If you want to contact for her and you got to ship her your stuff, but I do that and we set it all up through ClickFunnels, and I'm just selling CDs every day, and it's wonderful, and I don't have to do it because, again, I value my time more than me going to the post office. I shared in another meeting before, like I was shipping my stuff out for way too long, man. Like I needed to to delegate that a long time ago. And yeah. Okay. Eric just did Santa Cruz Music Festival for zero. Exposure is valuable. You better believe it, bro. You better believe it. Paid to get up there and slept on a friend's couch. Dude, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's like telling you, my wife spoke at a woman's business thing at our church last night, and she's talking about how she slept in the van with me. Like, yeah, we're married at that time, and we slept in the back of our van at this festival so that we would save on hotel and so that we didn't have to drive home and get gas, and then we would eat the food at the festival to kind of save money on catering. Like, I used to starve myself until I got to the show, hoping that I'd just be able to eat there so I could save 10 or 15 or 20 bucks. You know, I remember I didn't eat breakfast one morning before I got on a plane, and I bought a book instead, you know? And so, you know, you got to be doing what others aren't willing to do today so that you can do tomorrow what others can't, you know? I'm screwing up that quote lately, but like, you know, you do what most won't do today so that tomorrow you can do what most never will be able to. Like, I'm living a life that my friends only dreamed of because I was willing to put in the work, you know, and I'm 39 now. I know I look like I'm freaking 14. But it's because I put in the work for so many years. And some of my friends, like, I've been like, oh, you're just Mr. This now, and you're Mr., you know, famous, and, you know, selling all these records, and 270,000, you're just living it up. Yeah, I was living it up, but I was also sleeping in the car. I was also away from my wife. I was, you know, rejected. I was made fun of. I went through, you know, really dark times, having to fire band members because they're drunk, and just all kinds of craziness, and, like, you know, risking thousands of dollars on a record. Like, we're in the most riskiest business ever, you know, at the beginning. Like, I remember spending like 30 grand on an album before I even knew it would sell, you know, like, while I'm building up. But it's like I invested in the songs because it's like I'm all in on this. And so I just want to keep encouraging you guys, be all in for a long time until it pays, and it will eventually pay off faster than you can imagine. Okay, couple more questions, then we're going to close her off here because it's almost an hour. Went by so quick. Ovi, which are the best third world countries to target for social proof for the hip hop genre? The ones in the Facebook Accelerator course are great, man, especially for that initial social proof. Okay, like, I don't care where my followers are likes are when I'm starting. Like, if I'm starting, like, and I might start this EDM project with my DJ because he's just so awesome, and I haven't even told him I've even thought of this. But, like, if I was to, I don't care if they're in Nigeria, which is possible, or Brazil, which is another one, or Turkey, or China, or Bangladesh, or Nepal. These are countries I'm giving you right now, my man. There's other ones, and they're in the course there. You know what's crazy now? I updated the Facebook Accelerator. You can run the ad right from your phone now. You just download that app, the Facebook ads manager, right to your phone, and I show you how to do that on it. It's freaking sick, so easy, man. So there's ideas. But yeah, you got that social proof, and then you just pivot. Let's go to the US, let's go to the UK, or let's go to Canada. You know, but I need some people to believe first, because why? Because people are skeptical and they're haters, and they need to see a little something first, right? That might even be how you joined me. You know, is this guy really legit? You know, is he really legit? So that's what's up. Okay, Van Dwayne. If I'm from a different country, should I contact a local merchandise makers, or could I also go to ask people like Jason Fowler for his company for creation and distribution? He just creates it. Depending on what you want to do with the merch, okay, if you're going to go on tour, you know, and you got a tour coming up, if you can try and just get it pressed locally, just go pick it up, take it on the road, that's fine. For me, he gets it done in the US, and he just gets really good prices, and I'm just having him ship it to my distributor, disc.com. He's shipping some there, and then he's shipping some to a festival that I have in May that I'm going to sell. He's doing some t-shirts, and he's doing some hoodies for me. I don't think I have the new shirt on here. It's freaking sick. My buddy designed it for me. And don't be afraid to pay for good design either, okay? Like, don't cheap out on design, because you know, it's just worth its weight in gold. I don't have it, but he made this sick shirt. And so yeah, so it really depends. There you go, Brian. Live like no one else, so later you get to live like no one else. I think that's Dave Ramsey. That's who it is. Dave Ramsey is the man. Help me get out of consumer debt. Oh, from the Philippines. Where are you from, Alexia? Okay, cool. That's awesome. Okay, so that's cool. Yeah, so you might want to just print it where you are, you know, and then I wouldn't go to the U.S. So awesome. We got people from all over the world here. Okay, I'm gonna answer a couple more questions. I'm gonna answer these last questions. And then we'll call it a day, okay? And then hit me up in the fan base or email me if you need something. Hopefully saying, please let me know how I can drop ship my CD. I live in Africa and it's not very cost effective for me to ship to States. Okay, so yeah, so you might, disc.com also prints CDs. Okay. So that you might want to just do a small run and then leave them there and then have them ship them out for you. That might be a really great idea, especially if you're going to target people in America. Absolutely. Okay, absolutely. All right. If your fan base is in the U.S., most of your orders are in the U.S. That's why I ship from the U.S. because Canada's a freaking ripoff. Like so much, man. What up, Steve? As streaming continues to increase over physical, have you experienced any decrease in interest in free plus shipping CD offer? What do you think the future holds for the physical CD? Well, man, I'll tell you, people are always going to want a souvenir. Okay. And has vinyl disappeared or has it gone up? It's gone up in price, right? Or not gone up in price, but it's gone up in popularity. And what I did was I included a poster inside of it, okay, to kind of add to the value. Sometimes I'll add a sticker as well, just to kind of, because people still want to touch something. And there's just something that is triggered in the mind when people know they're going to be getting something in the mail. I forget what it's called, your Mandela or your Magugla, something in your brain that is triggered when you know you're going to get something in the mail. So I don't see it going away anytime soon. I'm still pressing another CD. I'm getting dozens and dozens of orders a day. Like I have 2 ads running, one to my one CD offer and another to another one, and it's cranking, spending over $100 a day on each ad, and I'm going to be cranking that up even more. Okay, cool. I'm gonna leave it for there right now, guys. But I really appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed this today's call. I want to welcome all the new members. Really proud of all the people taking action. Connect with each other in here too. Okay, like that's why we're also here, because you've got 19 people still on right now that are serious about their music career and wanting to like grow it. And so let's see some networking and helping each other out and what's working for you. Some of you are a little farther than others. Some of you are just starting out. You're at different places. Like this isn't competitor land. This is collaboration land. Okay. So, hey, I believe in you guys so much, man. Keep hustling, keep working it. And I will see you on the next call. Peace.